Alright, so last lift before nationals. I'm currently coming off the Arnold. We're not feeling exhausted. Last Arnold 2022. So a little bit sick after that one. But then again, I didn't really have a competition coming up, so it was alright. I could take some days off the gym and it was good. But now, we're 5 days out. Wait, no, we're not. We're not. We're 4. Begins on Friday for me and the PM session, and National actually starts on the Tuesday of tomorrow, so it's the 18th today. 19th is when it starts, and I do believe my day is the last day of National because I am a 105 junior, first year as a junior, and yeah, it's gonna be pretty exciting. Yeah. Pre-workout of the day. A little bit of unflavored whey and some creatine. Don't need any caffeine for this lift. It's RP6 at most. It's mainly I'm just getting a feel for some weight, seeing as I haven't trained the Arnold all weekend. So, bottoms up. Now, this will be the prequel to a series of Leaner by the Day. And I know it sounds a lot like Rich's. It sounds a lot like Rich Piana's Bigger by the Day series. But I want to use this series to inspire people like me from when I was younger. 16, 17, getting into powerlifting. I want to give them some inspiration to not take things entirely by the book. There's some things you can do which are not, meant to be done, but you'll still succeed. And if that's what you need to stay consistent, then do it. Powerlifting for me over the past couple of weeks has started to become more boring, more repetitive. I'm starting to feel mentally fatigued from it, not physically as much as mentally. I just need a break. I need to change up the training. Pardon me. So after today, we're gonna kill it till nationals. No training, cardio, but no training. Just keep the steps up, and after nationals, give a couple of days break. We're gonna get some cardio in, of course, but then it's time to hit some bodybuilding, and we'll get leaner at the same time because I'm at the very top of my weight category. 104.7 I weighed in today. 105 is top of my weight class, so we can't be sitting here on the regular. And of course, people do walk weight cut. I'm not the type of person to want to walk weight cut. It's a complete contrast from last year's nationals of me being a 96 kilo lifter. I could have walked weight cut into the 93s. I need to get some more muscle on and get rid of some fat. People say I'm lean. People say, oh yes, yeah, I'm allegedly a lean, mean killer machine, but I know I can get a little bit leaner. I know I can get 4% body fat lower and be a 105 at the top of the weight still. Change the fat for muscle. Because that's really what I'm trying to do, recop. So this Leaner by the Day series, it will be to inspire my younger self, really. I'll create it for my younger self so you can have something to look back on and be like, oh, that's what I should have done. This is how I should have trained rather than just completely going as hard as possible. Going into nationals, I was training like a bodybuilder. 6 days a week, push-pull legs, maxing out every day, not enough. Not enough calories to keep up with that for me, especially. I was kind of a keto king. Yeah. But times have changed. Times have changed and I've changed. So now it's time to go and get the lift done. But still need to finish off this. Unfortunately, we're not doing any accessories today. It will just be squat, bench, and deadlift. Bit of a shame, a bit boring, but as we get closer to Friday, my energy is going to start picking up and I'll be ready. I'll be ready. Although no pump was really achieved, RP6, singles and doubles, I mean, come on. We may as well just see what we're cooking. Right now, I mean, as a 105, I am pretty lean, I will say that. There's still some way to be lost. There's weight to be lost and mass to be gained in my arms for sure. My arms, biceps especially, they need some growth. The back, my back seems to be one of my stronger suits. Let me see if I can. There we go. So leg action. That looks a little bit juicy. I will say that. That's kind of juicy, but there is room for more. I mean, a little bit of classic as well. A little bit of classic color. But that's about it. That's about all she wrote. So, yeah, it's now time to just go and speak a bit to the PTs, as we do normally. And, well, yeah, speak a little bit, get home, and, get the calories as well. I think we're gonna have to have a little bit of a Sam Select classic. Cluster dextrin shake, but for me, it's just gonna be some dextrose and whey protein. So the hostile cluster dextrin. We're back. Hold on. We need a little adjustment. We're a little bit bent. Okay. There we go. So, time for it. Time for the maltodextrin dextrose X whey protein. Alright. No flavor to any of this stuff. I don't need any extra stuff. Unflavored. Just what are these ingredients? Whey protein isolate and soy lectin. I mean, unfortunately, we gotta deal with some estrogenic activation from soy, but you know, at the end of the day, I'd rather just have soy than soy and sucralose and a bunch of other exotic sweeteners, to say the least. We're gonna have a full scoop, about 48 grams of sugar. I mean, health-wise, man, this isn't good. 48 grams of sugar at what? 9 p.m. Is it good? Probably not. Probably a bit too high of an insulin spike. However, I'm not really looking for health right now. I'm looking for strength. And as this is the prequel to Leaner by the Day, I'm looking for as much strength as I can get since we're going to get leaner. Well, anyways, a little recap. We did the 140 bench, moved like butter. 120 for the double. I mean, the unrack was a bit weird, but what happens, and that happened. So we carry it on as usual. We had the squats. 170 was pretty nice, and then 160 for a double was also pretty nice. Deadlift was pretty immaculate, I think. I mean, I haven't looked at it back, but it felt fast. And if deadlifts feel fast, then deadlifts are good. I'm a very explosive lifter. If I get it off the ground and get it above my knees in the first 2 seconds, I've probably got it. If not, it's happened where I've got it. Last competition, we loaded 275 for my third attempt, and I'm telling you, it took about. I'm gonna stop this bottle from interrupting my talking and wobbling around on the table as I speak. That 275 took about 5 seconds. 5 seconds to lift, and it's now the East Midlands record. I'm happy with that, man. I'm happy with that. Last competition as a sub-junior, and well, look at that. We got it. Well, the total as well. So yeah, it was a nice ride in the sub-juniors, but now we're a junior. And the youngest possible age of a junior, 18. I've got 5 years until I'm a 23, top of the juniors, going into the open. I haven't got long-term goals for the top of the juniors where I want to be, weight-wise, weight-lifted, but I'd say by the end of the year, we're looking on track to having a good 200 bench. That's pretty good. A 300. My hopes is a 325 deadlift because that's 6 reds, I believe. Yeah, 6 reds. That would be a magnificent deadlift. As well as squat wise, I'm not optimistic about my squat, man, because it's really hard for me to grow. But hey, how about this? We speak 250 into existence. That'd be gnarly. If we got 250, whoa! Didn't close the ball. It's splashing all over the place. 250, 200, that's 450, and then 325. That would take me to about 775 total. Still work to do after that. Still work to do. By the end of my junior years, I want to be doing a good 850 total at the very minimum. That'll take me to Worlds, no doubt. And that's what I want to be at some point. But, you know, you're here for this journey. This is going to be a long, long journey, hopefully. And episodes will come out. Episodes will be as long as they have to be. I mean, I'm not going to be recording everything I do in my life. That's not happening. What is in the gym, before the gym if I have something to say, after the gym if I have something to say, like now. And we'll do some progress checks as I get leaner, which will be on each episode. I'm saying I'm aiming to release a video maybe every 3 weeks. Or not 3 weeks, 3 days. 3 days, maybe 2. I won't be recording every time I train because I've yet to find the balance of being able to concentrate while recording. Kind of takes me off. And even then, man, I'm a yapaholic. So I'm talking to everyone in the gym. It does get in between sets, and I remember the best training days are the ones where I lock in. But I have to be training with someone who also doesn't like talking much. Because if I want to train hard, I want to train hard. But as a yapaholic, I can be easily enabled. And if I'm enabled, well, then we're cooked. But it's okay. It's okay. It's a learning curve. It'll probably fizzle out soon. I'll say that, and then in a couple of months' time, we're still yapping. If that's the case, I don't know what to say. But yeah, Nationals is right around the corner. We'll do good with that, and then after that, I can finally take a break from this powerlifting. I'm not taking a full break. It's not like I'm gonna stop benching, deadlifting, and squatting. It's just this type of programming where it's very gradual and slow strength build up. I'm gonna go and try and get some mass. I need to get some muscle development. I need to go and get some fat ripped off. Pardon me. Whoa, pardon me. Yeah. There's a lot of muscle to put on, especially in my legs. My legs are out of proportion compared to my upper body. They're much more. Maybe not my hamstrings. My hamstrings seem to be my most developed part of my leg. My quads are nicely feathered, but they could be bigger. They could be bigger, and I've yet to get leg veins. That would be freaky. That would be absolutely amazing if I could be a 105 with this vascularity out the wazoo. Out the wazoo. That's a saying. That's a saying. But you know, it's gonna come from just hard training and keeping my food to a minimum. But we're not talking a minimum as in I'm gonna starve myself. 4,000 calories is the current daily macros of 210 protein, 89 fat, and 600 carbs. I'm thinking of slamming my carbs down to 400 and reducing the fat a lot, but upping the protein instead of keeping that fat high. Because as you're cutting down, especially if you're natural, You need to keep that protein high in order to make sure your muscle's not wasting away and it's maintaining. Because that's one of the two roles of protein, is to make muscle and to maintain muscle. If you're not having enough protein, you're going to lose muscle on a cut. And that's the last thing you want to do. You're still going to lose muscle on a cut, but you want to prevent that as much as possible. And so that's why a gram per pound, I find, is the minimum you want to be having on a cut. On a bulk, when you're eating such a large amount of carbs, carbs are anabolic in their own right. Glycogen, if your muscle, how I look at it is, if your muscle has glycogen, then your body's not going to signal for it to want to be wasted because it's got energy. It doesn't need energy to contract because it's got the energy in it. Whereas if you're carb depleted, like if you're doing a ketogenic diet, you're going to have a lot more signaling to start wasting away muscle, because initially maybe, because your body hasn't adapted to using ketones. And if you're not using ketones, you're using carbohydrates. Your body can't get hold of carbohydrates. What's the second fastest available energy? Protein in your muscles from the food you eat. So the protein isn't even going to your muscles. It's just being utilized as an energy source. And then there's the whole thing of protein quality, but that's a talk for another day. At the end of the day, if you want results fast, you got to take the most what word was I looking for? What word? I don't know where I was gonna go with that word, but you're gonna have to take the most aggressive measures in order to get your results fast, especially if you're natural, and that's going basically no carb. No carbohydrates, low calories, high fat, high protein. In the beginning, you're gonna feel horrible, but in the long run, you're gonna see that weight just start chipping away slowly and slowly and slowly. In the beginning, you're gonna have a fast amount of results though, and that might give you a false sense of security because you're gonna lose a lot of water. A lot of water is gonna come off. You can go from 100 kilos. You drop, if you're eating 400 grams of carbs a day, 100 kilos, you could drop yourself down to 95 by a week if you to go from 400 to no carbs. You keep that protein and fat good. But no carbs, trace carbs, of course, we're not counting them as trace. If you're counting the carbs that's inside of your meat, what are you doing? You gotta factor in that water weight loss, because that's not weight that's gonna be lost forever. What if you go back onto a carbohydrate dense diet? You will chuck that water right back on, because your muscles want that glycogen. And what's the best way to store glycogen? In your muscles, and your muscles need water. The water in your muscles will contain the glycogen. And that's my 2 cents of it. At the end of the day, people in this world want results real fast, and if you want results real fast, you got to take the most aggressive measures. I'm not that guy. I want slow, progressive calories going down every couple of weeks, keeping the carbs still high and the fat lower, protein higher. If I can keep the carbs good even at the end, if I'm at 2.8k calories by the end of it, 2.7 even, and I can keep my carbs high and my protein, if I can keep at a gram per pound and my carbs at just over half of what they are now, pardon me, I bet I'll feel electric. It's just getting to that point now. Getting to that point, it's going to be a struggle. It's going to be a struggle because it will, towards the end of the day, if you've ate too fast, all your calories, you're going to be hungry. You go to bed hungry. Cardio's going to have much more of a big play. What else could be bad? Well, you got to look at it like this. It's a change. It's a change in your lifestyle that you're going to be doing. I've been on 4K for I don't even know how long now, and it's going to be a change, and change is hard to make. But once you've made change, it's easier to keep. It's easier to keep the change that you've made because it's become a new habit. Habit forming is strong. If you form the wrong habits, though, that can be bad. Because if you start drinking alcohol, you drink once, it's fine. You drink twice, it's okay. You drink three times, okay. Four times, and I'm not talking about in your life. I'm talking about in rapid succession. You do it every weekend. If you go on to every day, it'll. My understanding behind it is it'll almost become like a habit to you. You would feel out of place if you didn't drink alcohol on the weekend, and so then it's even harder to break out of that. You got to stop drinking alcohol, and so you got to restart the cycle of doing something new and making it a habit. So just keep the habits good. Keep your habits good as best as you can, because if you start making bad habits a mainstay in your life, it's gonna overwhelm you if you want to change. If you drink all the time, if you're playing games all the time on Xbox, if you're smoking and vaping is the worst, man. Don't vape. Taking even just drugs, like if you're taking, you know, big drugs, that could be bad for you because you're gonna have so much to deal with now. You're gonna have so much, and you don't wanna overwhelm yourself because that's when things become maybe too much to handle, and you start looking for solutions that are like, do you need them? And I'm not talking about any. I'm not talking about like a deep subject. This isn't like I'm not taking this deep. It's you try and find a fix that won't really fix your problem. It'll fix the symptoms of your problem. Take that. What was it called? Ozempic, I believe. Weight loss drug. Weight Taking a weight loss drug is like putting a little plaster, a little band-aid over an amputated wound. If you take Ozempic, then it's not gonna do much for you except from just get you to the point where you're a little bit thinner, and that's it. If you don't adapt the right habits of not eating horrible, keeping your calories low, moving more, you won't really benefit from Ozempic at all because your lifestyle's the same. You get off of it, you're gonna go right back up, right back to where you were, and then you're gonna be like, "Oh, Ozempic doesn't work." It technically does work, but because your mentality hasn't changed, your lifestyle hasn't changed. Of course, it's not gonna work for you. Let's have another sip. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot you gotta think about when it comes to dieting. A lot, a lot. You gotta make sure that you're ready for it and don't just jump into it. Some people one day they're like, "Oh, I want to be huge." Next day they're like, "Man, I want a six pack." As a natural, that is so hard to obtain. So hard. You gotta be really, really willing to give it years in the gym. We're not talking months. You can't be doing this stuff for months and expect yourself to be big and lean. You can be a 230, 40 pound individual carrying 25% body fat, 20% body fat. You might be big. You might be strong even as well. You could be 16, 240 pounds, benching 140 kilos, 16. That's big. It's big. But you will never stay that 230, 240 pounds and go from 25 to 10% body fat. You go from your 240 pounds, 25% body fat down to your 5% body fat. Well, oh no, sorry, 10%. If you are on 5%, you are gonna be absolutely horrible with your self-esteem. Maybe not your self-esteem, sorry, your energy, self-sustaining energy. You strip off 15% of your body weight, which will be fat. That's 36 pounds. You go to 204 pounds, and we're not factoring in water weight loss or muscle depletion. We're just only fat that just gets cut off you. Your bench is gonna go from 140 to 14. You ain't gonna maybe not 14, but you can definitely knock a good couple of pounds, a good couple of kilos off your bench. You are not hitting that 140. Because you just don't have that food in you. You don't have that muscle. People say mass moves mass, and that is correct. However, at the end of the day, for performance, muscle moves mass, not mass. If you're 30% body fat and you're 300 pounds, I bet you're gonna be pretty strong if you go to the gym consistently and well, and you actually strength train. But if you're 300 pounds and what? Pardon me, 16% body fat, you are most definitely gonna be far stronger. Far stronger. Just you've got more muscle on you. So why wouldn't you want to be heavier? No. Why wouldn't you want to be the same weight with less body fat? There is no point in not being. It's only an advantage to you. To an extent. If you're trying to get to 110 kilos and be 6% body fat, first of all, performance enhancers will most probably be used. Second of all, you're going to be a hungry, hungry hippo 24/7. Like, we're talking about starving. We're talking about going into the fridge and smelling food just to give you a kick of, oh, it smells so nice. Please, make sure you get your food in. You should not be going to bed hungry and doing a cut that's not for a bodybuilding stage. Bodybuilding is much different to powerlifting in dieting wise. Dieting wise, when you're dieting for a show, man, you're gonna be going through struggles, and there's nothing you can do about it. But powerlifting cut, we'll see it, man. We'll see it. I'll show you what I eat, maybe. Show you some food I consume on a regular basis. If something comes along in college from eating, and I'll think of something, man. I'll I'll record it, man. I'm just trying to make sure we stay consistent with this journey, and I give some good advice to some people, because I wish I had a lot more good advice when I was younger. I wish when I was 16, I was pretty strong when I was 16. Like, I did end up hitting a 3-plate bench before I hit a 3-plate squat. My squat has always been poverty, but I wish I had some good advice to guide me along this, because I was doing a lot of ego lifting. But ego lifting is good. How the way I was lifting was, there's a video of me deadlifting that I may post when I get after nationals, in comparison. That, man, 210, I thought I was a beast when I deadlifted that. If I deadlifted the same way to this day, this YouTube wouldn't have even existed, because I wouldn't be able to pick up sheesh. I wouldn't be able to pick up Nathan's, because I would have exploded my lumbar spine. It would have been blown out. Gunshots, shotgun shells blasting out of my back from the form. It was atrocious. It was near enough an RDL. Let's call it that. It was an RDL. I RDL'd 210 from a dead stop. That was crazy. But if I had someone when I was that young, when I was thinking about, power, I'm pretty strong, maybe I should think about powerlifting, I would have made so much progress now. And I would have been much more proud of myself earlier on than I am now. And as in, I would have looked back to the point where I'm at now, and looked back on myself from younger and seen, wow, I made a lot of progress with the things I knew, especially about programming. Programming's a game changer. Anyways, we're done. I've got to get a few bit more calories in before the end of the night. Have an Epsom salt bath probably, and I got college college tomorrow. What? It's 9:16 now. I'll go get that stuff done fast. I'll go be up at about 7:30. And yeah, get that food in the morning. Nice shower. And bounce. Unfortunately, I won't be training proper weights anymore for the next couple of days, but we've got cardio to do. Some steps, so you may see a little bit of that on Thursday. Thursday maybe. Because I'm walking along in college. I'm not going to vlog myself in college walking. Absolutely no point. But yeah. Have a good rest of your night. Have a good rest of your day if you're seeing this at whatever time. And yeah. Next time you'll see me is, I guess, after Nationals. And then season 1, episode 1 of Lena by the Day begins. And I'm excited. I'm excited to where we can take this. And then the bulk should be magnificent if we can retain as much mass through this cut and then bulk back up and retain as little body fat as we did. Whew. Now that's going to be killer. Anyways, I'll see you guys later, man.